Welcome back to Showbiz Tonight. Thank you for watching. It is 30 minutes past the hour. I'm AJ Hammer in New York with big news breaking tonight. Wrestling over Chris. It's superstar singer Chris Brown versus the heavyweight wrestling champion, and it's all caught on tape. Wait till you see this. After days of slinging personal insults on Twitter, WWE World Champion CM Punk decides there's too much talk and not enough action. Chris has been under an awful lot of scrutiny again for his beating up of Rihanna 3 years ago because of the news that he collaborated with Rihanna on 2 brand new songs. Well, tonight, Showbiz Tonight can reveal Punk's brand new, just revealed video challenging Chris Brown to take him on.
And I don't think Chris is paid for what he's done. And picking up trash on the side of a highway does not make amends for repeatedly striking a woman in her face and sending her to a hospital. So Chris wants to throw stones my way now, and I say, that's fine, but put some gloves on and get in the ring. And I will choke you out, and I will make you feel as weak and as powerless and scared and alone as any woman who has had the misfortune of knowing a sad, cowardly little boy such as yourself.
Put some gloves on and get in the ring. Right now, a Showbiz exclusive with the man behind that video, WWE 7-time world champion CM Punk, joining me by phone from New York for a Showbiz Newsmaker interview. I appreciate you being here, Punk.
I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person, but I suppose the phone's as good as we can get.
You're a busy, busy man, but let me put this in perspective for everybody. This beef between you and Chris Brown really started when you tweeted kind of a random message to Chris on Monday, and here's what you said in that. I would like Chris Brown to fight somebody that can defend themselves. Me curb stomping that turd would be a WrestleMania moment. Well, that is absolutely right. Right away, Chris responded to you. Here's what he said. CM Punk needs more followers. He's such a leader. Not to mention the roids he's on has made it utterly impossible for him to pleasure a woman, or a women, as it says here. Let's just start at the beginning. Why did you send that first tweet to him, Punk?
Well, I was having fun on Twitter with a few of my followers, and I was talking about WrestleMania and who I was going to wrestle at WrestleMania. I tweeted a whole bunch of people, actually. For instance, I didn't say this specifically, but just as an example, I said, maybe I'll wrestle AJ Hammer at WrestleMania. And then somebody tweeted something about Chris Brown, and man, I thought it was a good idea. I thought, yeah, he'd be fun to beat up at WrestleMania, just randomly. And man, Chris, out of 8 million followers, Chris, for not knowing me, read my tweet and replied like 18 times.
Yeah, well, obviously, and by the way, for the record, I'd take you on, man. But separate from that, you know, obviously this is something that Chris is very sensitive about. He's having a hard time getting past it. So this is why I think it was right there on his radar. But you didn't pull any punches, so to speak, in the video that you made. You really gave Chris a hard time over the probation that he served when he pleaded guilty to beating up Rihanna. That's what he got. He was ordered to work as a sanitation worker as part of that probation. Let's watch that video.
If you want to pick up more trash on the side of the highway to make some amends, you should donate some more time. Maybe tell kids that exactly what you did isn't right. But I'm also a realist, and I know that none of these things will happen because Chris Brown isn't a man.
Okay, so you don't think it'll actually happen, but really, in your heart of hearts, is this a serious challenge? Do you really want to fight the guy?
Well, I mean, if he wants to accuse me of being on steroids and everything like that, I mean, apparently he has anger issues, you know, so to me, the best way to get those anger issues out is to actually fight somebody that can fight back, or fight somebody his own size, you know, or maybe fight a man. I don't know. I don't think he takes, I don't really think he takes the whole thing seriously. Him doing severe bodily harm to a woman, to me, is the most deplorable thing that he's obviously ever done. I don't think he's paid for it. He thinks winning a Grammy has absolved him of all wrongdoing, you know. I mean, and that's the thing that really kind of just set this whole thing off, is how the Grammys allow him to perform. It's like, okay, I can let that slide, you know. I'm all about forgiveness. I'm definitely about second chances. I'm not saying everybody should be condemned based on a mistake. I just don't think it's a mistake. You know, a mistake is, you know, you borrow your friend's car and you get a parking ticket. This isn't a mistake, and I certainly don't think it was the first time he ever hit her. You know, does it seem like I'm bringing things up like 3 years later? Well, you know, maybe. Well, I just worry it's going to happen again.
And here's the thing, you know, he does want everybody to forgive him, but what he also wants is for everybody to forget, and I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Got to leave it there. CM Punk, I do appreciate you being with us tonight. Thank you.
Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
You got it. Well, Chris Brown's Twitter battle with CM Punk follows yet another Twitter feud with country singer Miranda Lambert. Miranda slamming the Grammys for allowing Chris Brown to perform, and even holding up this sign from one of her fans at a recent concert which read, "Take notes, Chris Brown." But why is Miranda lashing out at Chris? Dia Frampton was a contestant on the first season of The Voice. She performed with Miranda Lambert on the show, and she's with me in New York, where she's headlining at Irving Plaza tonight. So the sign at the concerts, the tweets, Miranda really comes off to me as one tough lady. Why do you think she's so fired up about this?
I think, she's always stood for women's rights, and she's an incredible woman, and definitely just watching her, she has a lot of, courage and gumption, and I really admire her for that.
And do you think she is just trying to send a message to Chris loud and clear that, hey, we don't care that this happened 3 years ago, people shouldn't forget?
I don't quite know, actually, but I know that, she is about forgiveness, and she's a really awesome person to hang out with, and it was probably a spur of the moment thing, her concerts are so in action.
All right, well, let's talk about somebody else we love to see in concert, and that is Adele, because she's also facing some controversy right now. She flipped the bird last night.